Have you ever felt like your university runs on a secret set of rules that, you're just supposed to get? Well, turns out you're not wrong. Today, we're going to decode the blueprint that shapes your entire degree, and we're looking at it from the one perspective that really matters, yours. You know that feeling, right? You're swimming in course handbooks, student policies, academic regulations. It feels like a total mountain of paperwork. But what if I told you that all those rules are less about red tape and more about a promise? That's right. Behind all the jargon, there's a master plan, a blueprint that's all about making sure the degree you're working so hard for is valuable, fair, and actually meets international standards. And understanding this plan, well, that's going to be your secret weapon for success. Okay, so let's jump right in and solve this mystery. Who is writing this rulebook, and what's it really all about? It all kicks off with one very important organization. Meet the OAAAQ. The best way to think of them is as the guardians of educational quality here in Oman. Their whole job is to set the benchmark, the high standard that every single university and degree program has to meet. And they do it to make sure students just like you are getting a top-tier education. And here it is, their promise, straight from the source. These standards, they aren't just helpful suggestions, they are the absolute minimum requirements. This is what makes sure your degree isn't just a piece of paper, but a real mark of quality that's recognized and respected, even internationally. It's your quality guarantee. All right, a quality promise. Sounds really good, but what does it actually look like day to day? How is this whole thing structured? It's actually a lot simpler than you might think. So it all breaks down into these three simple levels. Imagine you're building a house. The standard is the big goal, right? Like, build a strong, safe house. The criterion is the specific thing you must do, like use reinforced concrete for the foundation. That's non-negotiable. And then the indicator is just a helpful guideline, like, hey, you might consider using locally sourced bricks. It's a super clear path from the big idea right down to the little details. But listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. This blueprint directly impacts your life as a student. Literally from your very first orientation day, all the way to the moment you toss your graduation cap in the air. Let's see how. This is where all that official stuff turns into real benefits for you. Thanks to these standards, there has to be a clear, organized system for running your degree. You know those feedback surveys they ask you to fill out? Well, they're actually required to use that feedback to make real improvements. That academic advisor you're assigned, that's guaranteed. And the career support to help you get a job? Yep, that's all part of the plan to set you up for the future. Okay, let's get even more practical. Let's zoom in from the big picture and talk about something every single student deals with all the time: assignments, projects, and exams. How does this blueprint make sure that stuff is fair and clear? Seriously, the next time you get an assignment, just know that these standards are quietly working for you in the background. They have a say in how it's designed, how it's delivered, and most importantly, how it's graded. Let's break that down. First up, learning outcomes. You've definitely seen these words in your course syllabus. They are not just academic jargon, I promise. Criterion 2.1 basically demands that your program has super clear goals for what you should know and be able to do. This means every single assignment is specifically designed to test you on those skills. It's proof you're not just doing busy work, you're actively building something valuable. And this is huge. Your university can't just throw a bunch of random tests at you. Criterion 2.6 says they have to use different ways to assess you, exams, projects, essays, to get a full picture of what you've learned. And those methods have to be fair, they have to be reliable, and they have to be explained to you clearly from the start. Why? Because one single exam might not show how great you are at teamwork, or presenting, or solving a real-world problem. So what does this look like in the real world? It means you have a right to see the grading rubric before you even start the assignment. It means you should be tested in different ways, not just one giant final exam. And it means you absolutely deserve useful, constructive feedback that helps you get better, not just a number or a letter grade with no explanation. Because feedback is how we learn, right? It's the bridge that gets you from this assignment to an even better one next time. It's all part of that quality guarantee. And finally, the standards protect the value of all your hard work. Criterion 2.7. Make sure your university has clear, proactive policies on academic integrity. This isn't just about catching cheaters. It's about promoting a culture of honesty so that your degree and all the effort you pour into it really means something. Okay, let's zoom back out for a second. These standards aren't just about making your university experience a little bit better. They are a crucial piece of a much, much bigger picture, one that involves your future and the future of the entire nation. You see, when you get a degree that meets these high, internationally recognized standards, it doesn't just open doors for you. It means you're graduating with the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence to be a key player in Oman's future, contributing directly to the amazing goals of Oman Vision 2040. Now, making all this complex information easy to understand is a huge job. And because of that, we have to give a special thank you to Dr. Abdul Karim for his incredible efforts in breaking down these standards and empowering students with this knowledge. So, what's the big takeaway here? At the end of the day, these standards aren't rules meant to hold you back. They are a promise of quality, a promise of support, and a promise of fairness. And knowing they exist, well, it changes you from just being a student to being an active, informed partner in your own education. You know your rights. We've definitely covered a lot of ground today, and it's totally normal if you still have some questions bubbling up. If you have any doubts at all, please don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch with Dr. Abdul Karim. He's there to help clarify things. So, we'll leave you with this one final thought. You now have a peek at the secret blueprint behind your degree. You know the system that was designed to help you succeed. The only question left is, how are you going to use that knowledge to build your own future? Thanks for tuning in.